Once in a quiet village surrounded by dusty roads and open fields, there lived a boy named Arman. People in the village knew him well, but not for the reasons anyone dreams of. They knew him as the boy who wasted time, the boy who always promised but never delivered, the boy who said tomorrow so often that it became his nickname. When elders spoke about him, they shook their heads. When children spoke about him, they laughed. And when his parents spoke about him, their voices became soft with worry. Arman was not born weak. He was not slow, nor was he unintelligent. But potential is a fragile thing. In fact, when he was younger, his teachers had once said he had potential. If it is not used, it slowly turns into regret. As Arman grew older, that regret began to follow him like a shadow. Every morning, Arman woke up late. Sunlight would already be pouring through the window when he opened his eyes. His school uniform lay wrinkled in the corner, his books scattered across the floor, untouched. He would sit on his bed, staring at nothing, his mind filled with plans but his body refusing to move. "I'll start studying in the evening," he told himself. Evening came, and he said, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow came, and the cycle repeated. Inside Arman lived a strange contradiction. He dreamed of a better life. He imagined himself respected, successful and confident. He wanted to lift his family out of struggle. He wanted people to stop looking at him with disappointment. But wanting something and working for it are two very different things. Every day he delayed his effort. His dream moved further away. At school, his marks began to fall. At first, he told himself it didn't matter. Then the teachers stopped expecting anything from him. When that happened, something inside him broke. Being scolded hurts, but being ignored hurts more. He began to avoid eye contact, began to sit at the back of the classroom, began to believe the label the world had given him. At night, when the village fell silent and the sky filled with stars, Arman often lay awake. He would stare at the ceiling and feel a heaviness in his chest that he could not explain. Questions echoed in his mind. Why do I feel so stuck? Why do others move forward while I stay the same? Why do I know what I should do, yet never do it? He never spoke these questions aloud. During the day, he laughed, scrolled through his phone, wasted hours with distractions. But at night, the truth caught up with him, and the truth was painful. One evening, as Arman sat outside his house, his mother joined him. Her face carried lines of tiredness, the kind that comes from years of silent sacrifice. She looked at him for a long time before speaking. "My son," she said softly, "life does not pause for anyone. Every day you waste becomes a burden you carry into the future. Stones may look small one by one, but together they can crush even the strongest man." Arman smiled faintly, not out of disrespect, but out of habit. He had heard similar words before. He nodded, pretending to understand, and then went back to his thoughts. What difference can one day really make, he told himself. But life was quietly preparing an answer. In the same village lived an elderly man named Raman Das. He lived alone near the edge of the village, in a small house surrounded by trees. People said he had once been a teacher. Others said he had been a businessman. Some said he had failed in life and learned wisdom from loss. No one knew the full truth, but everyone respected him. Many young people who had once lost their way were said to have found direction after speaking with him. One day, Arman's father took him to meet this old man. Arman did not want to go, but he went out of obedience, not hope. As they sat across from Raman Das, the old man looked at Arman's face, not with judgment, but with calm understanding. "So," the old man said gently, "you are the boy who plans a better future, but lives the same day again and again." Arman felt exposed. He looked down, embarrassed. Raman Das stood up and walked inside his house. When he returned, he carried a small glass jar and a pouch filled with tiny seeds. He placed both in front of Arman. "These seeds," he said, "are not special. They are common. You will take one seed each day. If you complete the most important task you have been avoiding, You plant one seed in this jar filled with soil. If you do not, the jar stays empty for that day. Come back to me after 40 days. Armand was confused. That's it? He asked. That's it, the old man replied. The task sounded too simple to matter, but simplicity often hides difficulty. The next morning, Armand woke up before the sun, not because he was motivated, but because something inside him felt curious. He sat on his bed, fighting the familiar urge to sleep more. His mind screamed excuses. Just today, rest more. You can start tomorrow. But for the first time, he did not listen. He opened his book and studied for 1 hour. The hour felt long. His focus broke many times. But when he finished, he planted the first seed in the jar. Nothing magical happened. No sound, no light. Yet inside him, something shifted. He felt a quiet satisfaction he had never felt before. The next day, he failed. He overslept and wasted time. The jar remained untouched. He felt disappointed, but instead of quitting, he remembered the old man's words. The day after that, he tried again. Days passed. Some days he succeeded, some days he failed. Slowly, tiny green sprouts began to rise from the soil. Each sprout felt like proof that his effort mattered. The jar became a mirror of his discipline. As the days went by, something else changed. Armand began to respect himself a little more. He stopped waiting for motivation. He acted even when he didn't feel like it. His concentration improved. His confidence, once broken, began to rebuild. At school, his teachers noticed. His marks improved. Not dramatically at first, but steadily. His parents noticed the change too. They didn't praise him loudly. They watched silently, afraid to break the fragile progress. After 40 days, Armand returned to Ramandas with the jar. Not all seeds had grown, but many had. The old man smiled. You see, he said, discipline is not loud. It doesn't arrive all at once. It grows quietly, like a plant. Miss one day, and it weakens. Stay consistent, and it becomes unbreakable. Those words stayed with Armand. Years passed. Armand left the village for further studies. Life tested him again. There were moments of failure, moments of doubt, moments where the old habit of delay tried to return. But now, he knew how to fight it. He returned to small actions. One task, one day, one effort. After completing his studies, he returned to his village, not as the boy people laughed at, but as a man with direction. He started small, working online, offering services, learning skills late into the night. Progress was slow. Many times he felt invisible, but he did not stop. Slowly, his work grew. His income improved. His confidence strengthened. People who once doubted him now asked for advice. The boy who waited for tomorrow had learned to live in today. One evening, Armand stood outside his old home, looking at the sky filled with stars. The same stars he once questioned. This time, his heart was calm. He understood something deeply. Life does not change in one dramatic moment. It changes in quiet decisions made daily. Success is not built by talent alone, nor by luck, nor by intelligence. It is built by the courage to start, even when starting feels pointless. This story is not only about Armand. It is about anyone who knows what they should do, but keeps delaying. It is about those who feel stuck, not because they lack ability, but because they lack consistency. If you are waiting for the perfect time, it will never come. If you are waiting for motivation, it will fade. Your future begins the moment you take responsibility for today. One small habit. One honest effort. One decision to stop waiting. That is how lives change.